These are pretty tough times for a lot of people, financially wise. We all have bills to pay, and while some bills are necessary, others can somehow feel redundant. One good example is internet on your smartphone, plus internet at home. Let's face it, we live in an age of unlimited data plans, and so the idea is that if you're short on money or you're looking for ways to save even more money, you don't have to keep both. Instead, you can just use your smartphone. This video is going to be divided into two sections. In the first section, I will show you how to set up the iPhone to take full advantage of your personal hotspot. The second video will be a bit more technical, and it will be a screencast using the command line from within OpenBSD, one of the most secure operating systems based on Unix. Yes, I wanted to make things a bit more interesting and challenging than just clicking buttons and icons inside a GUI. So I hope you guys enjoy it and learn something. By the way, Windows and macOS will recognize the SSID out of the box, which is pretty nice. Be aware that using a hotspot on your phone will drain your battery much faster, so you might want to keep it plugged in. Before jumping into it, I want to mention that the OpenBSD section has no sound. It's just text on a black screen. Alright, let's get started. Alright, we are back now using the iPhone instead of a Windows 11 machine. Before we start, I want to emphasize that while the process does require multiple steps, it is actually not that complicated to set up. First of all, we need to obtain the public name of our device, also known as the network identifier. For this, we'll navigate to Settings, which is already my current destination, and then General and About. There you go, your identifier sits on top of the screen in the name field. If you don't like the name of the current identifier, now is the time to change that. I call mine as a reference to GNU/Linux. The second step is to configure the actual hotspot. And for this, we need to go back to Settings, select Mobile Data, and then further navigate to Mobile Data Network. All right, let me enter the credentials. The APN is web.be, and username is and password is web, W-E-B, for both fields. As a side note, I'm using Mobile Vikings, which is a Belgian provider, and this is their recommendation for a healthy hotspot. But your credentials will most likely differ depending on your provider. Now, I know this was pretty tedious and repetitive, but yeah, that's the way it is. As soon as you finished, you probably noticed that a new submenu called Personal Hotspot suddenly appeared, and that's our next destination. But before doing that, we need to restart the iPhone. After you're finished restarting the iPhone, you go back to Settings and select Personal Hotspot. Inside that submenu, you need to enable allow others to join, as well as provide a strong password for the network identifier, also known as SSID. If you still remember, the SSID is a network identifier, and we already set that up. We don't need to provide that anymore. For obvious reasons, I don't recommend enabling maximize compatibility unless you want to keep using the internet connection on the iPhone, and that's it. We're done. Now let's switch to OpenBSD for the exciting part.